ventilation here in 7th Ward, New Orleans. We're doing a specialized vent today, attic ventilation situation. So the two normal ways of attic ventilation that people think about is gable vents, which would be up there on that triangle. It'd be a little round one. You can zoom across the street, see that. There's a gable vent right there. So that's one way. And then the other would be the soffit vents. That's the overhang on the side of your house. Now, if you look at this house, it doesn't have any soffit. So we're gonna do a specialized vent on this house. It's called a deck vent or edge vent. This is a specialized vent. It's called a deck vent or edge vent. And because this house, again, doesn't have any soffit, any overhang for it to be able to breathe, we're gonna do this along the side of it. So this is the math behind attic ventilation for any type which you use, gable vent, soffit vents, or ridge vents, edge vents, deck vents like we're doing. The ratio is a 1 to 160 ratio to the square footage of the ceiling space. So our average house is 2,000 square feet. We'll do our, set up our ratio here, 1 to 160 equals X over 2,000. Cross multiply and divide out. That's gonna give us 12.5 total square feet of ventilation we need. Now you take that number and you're gonna split it in half. So half is breathing in and half is going out, it's exhaust. Half is intake and half is exhale, exhaust. So yeah, this particular house, we're gonna do, if you were doing soffit vents, the intake would be further split in half because you got two sides of the house. So we're gonna do the same thing here with the edge vent. You split that number, so we basically split 6 in half. So we'd have 3 square feet on each side intake air, and 3 going out the top of the ridge vent at the very top of the peak of the roof. So yeah, that's how it works, a 1 to 160 ratio. If you guys don't want to do the math, they have some calculators online, the different shingle manufacturers. I think GAF has one where you can just type in the numbers of your house and it'll spit out how many vents you need. As I said, you can either do these at the very edge or you can do them offset a little bit back into the deck. But basically we're gonna cut a 1-inch slot right here in the decking. It's gonna allow that air to breathe into this edge vent, or this deck vent. So it's gonna sit something like this, and the slot will be back here and allow it to breathe in. All right, so we've got our 1-inch slot cut all the way down. We're gonna have 50 feet on each side to vent the attic. This is the edge vent or deck vent. See, it has a screen here to prevent any bugs or anything from getting in there. And the way it's gonna sit is it sits just like this. And we're gonna put a layer of, you have to either put underlayment, synthetic underlayment, or a peel and stick water and ice barrier over the top of this and tuck under the old, the existing underlayment. But then the shingle, over it, just like this. It's got a shingle stop right here. So make sure your shingles are lined up. So the water will go right down and off the roof, but this allows the air to go up and feed into the slot right here. See how there's a marking on the edge vent where to line the slot up. So that's how it's gonna look. It's very low profile edge vent or deck vent. If you do the edge vents or the deck vents all the way at the eave, there's a major factor there, which is the insulation. So if the insulation in the attic is blocking it, it's not gonna be able to breathe. They make little plastic rafter blockers for insulation, so you would have to install those first so it allows an air path for the air to come to the vent and not get blocked by the insulation. But again, in this case, we're coming a few feet back, so this is going to be well above the insulation, and the air will breathe in there just fine. So this has a tapered edge. He's basically going to cut this triangle out, and this piece will slide over. And the purpose of that is so that it's tapered on this side. So if you're looking down here, you're not going to see a big clunky block right here. It'll be a smooth transition to start it. So if you're looking at the house from the street, it looks a lot better. Tapered end on these flamenco edge rooms.